Hello friends, welcome to the Hindu Kathamrutha. Mount Kailash is a place that is known as the center of mysterious and extraordinary events. In 2001, the Chinese government saw something here that forced them to ban climbing this mountain. But what happened there that day? History has shown that only one person has been able to reach the top of this mountain. But why? Because whoever tries to conquer this mountain, within the next 2 years, he dies mysteriously. And the most shocking thing is, why does life in this place increase at twice the normal rate? Is there really an ancient secret city, Shambhala, hidden beneath Mount Kailash, a city that contains countless mysteries within itself? An American scientific organization like NASA saw something on this mountain that stunned their scientists. And when China sent a helicopter to Mount Kailash, it shocked everyone. In today's video, we are going to reveal the mysteries that have not yet been solved. Get ready, because what you are going to know is beyond your imagination. In 1962, the border dispute between India and China gradually turned into a fierce war in which India had to suffer heavy losses. The result of this war was that China occupied almost 72,000 square miles of Indian territory. And with this, the area of Mount Kailash was also under China's control. When the country was in the midst of this defeat, the then PM of Dehradun, Mahavir Tyagi, asked Jawaharlal Nehru a question which is still recorded in the pages of history. He asked Nehru without hesitation and in simple words, "China has occupied 72,000 square miles of our land in front of your eyes. So tell me, when will it be brought back?" Nehru's answer was shocking. He said in a cool voice, "Whatever is gone is gone. As it is, the land was barren. There was no grass growing there." But this answer did not appeal to Mahavir Tyagi. He got angry and turned his bald head towards Nehru and said, "If nothing grows here, should it be removed as well?" This question echoed in the parliament, which forced everyone to think. There were discussions at that time as well, that at least the area of Mount Kailash should be tried to be taken back by India. But unfortunately, in 1950, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel passed away, and there was no one left to put pressure on Nehru on this issue. The world's tallest and smallest Mount Everest, on which more than 7,000 climbers have climbed so far, no one has been able to climb it except for one person who is at an altitude of about 2,200 meters. According to ancient stories, near Mount Kailash, there is the divine city of Swami Kuber, of heavenly wealth. It is believed that whoever does good deeds in his lifetime, his soul is placed on Mount Kailash after his death. Perhaps this is the reason why this mountain is considered one of the most wonderful and sacred places in the world. At an altitude of 718 meters above sea level, this mountain is not just a geographical structure, but a confluence of spirituality, mystery, and faith. It is the most revered place for the followers of Hindu, Buddhist, and Jain religions. In Hinduism, it is considered the divine abode of Lord Shiva, where he lives with his half-brother Parvati. According to the followers of Buddhism, this mountain is the residence of Buddha Demchok. In Jainism, it is called Ashtapad, where the first Tirthankar, Rishabhadev, attained nirvana. To call Mount Kailash just an ordinary mountain is to diminish its glory. This spiritual power is a symbol of mysterious events and wonderful faith. Let's move ahead in this mysterious journey. It was 1999 when the famous Russian explorer Ernest Mulder Schiff and his team took a bold step to find out the unsolved mysteries of Mount Kailash. The team included experts in geophysics, astronomy, and history. They stayed near Mount Kailash for months. They gained deep knowledge from Tibetan lamas and tried to understand the depths of this place. Mulder Schiff described his mysterious journey in his book, Where Do We Come From?, in which he gave some shocking revelations about Mount Kailash. His team came to the conclusion that Mount Kailash is actually a huge pyramid built by humans, which was built in ancient times by some supernatural power. He also claimed that this main pyramid is surrounded by small pyramids, which make it an energy center. When Mulder Schiff and his team were studying there, they witnessed a mysterious event. One night, when they were in their tent, they heard strange noises from inside the Kailash mountain. We felt as if someone was saying something in the mountains. And then we heard the clear sounds of stones falling. This was not an ordinary sound, but we felt as if something was moving from a hidden place. Why is the passage of time different on Mount Kailash? Mulder Schiff's team witnessed another strange event, a change in the passage of time. The people there felt as if they had been around the mountain for a few days, but when they returned, they found out that many weeks had passed. It is believed that the passage of time around Mount Kailash works in a different way than usual. Some people also believe that this place is a center of invisible power, where the rules of time and place do not remain the same. The area of Mount Kailash is not only a spiritual and sacred place, but it is also an unsolved puzzle from a mysterious and scientific point of view. The people who came here shared a strange experience. The hair and nails of their body grow as much in 2 days. Not only that, but the effects of aging on their skin also appear unusually strong. Does Mount Kailash affect the passage of time? This event has also surprised scientists. Does time work in a different way in this place? Is there any invisible energy around Mount Kailash that has a deep impact on the human body and mind? Are the rules of time and age managed differently than other parts of the Earth? Russian scientist Dr. Ernest Moldyshev has mentioned a wonderful and mysterious event in his memoirs. He wrote that a Siberian mountaineer had told him that some mountaineers had managed to reach a certain point. After this mysterious event, their age increased so rapidly that within a year they died of old age. This event makes Mount Kailash one of the most wonderful and mysterious places in the world. Is the passage of time in this mountain faster than usual? Or is it the effect of some supernatural power? The mystery of the 2 lakes on the base of Mount Kailash Mansarovar and Rakshastal. There are 2 lakes near Mount Kailash Mansarovar and Rakshastal, which are close by, but their nature is different. Mansarovar Lake is a divine, peaceful, and sacred lake. It is considered to be the sweetest lake in the world. The shape of this lake is round, just like the shape of the sun. The water here never freezes, even if the temperature drops below 0. The most mysterious thing is that there are no waves in this lake. People who come here say that just by looking at this lake, they experience a wonderful peace. Unlike Mansarovar Lake, Rakshastal Lake looks completely restless and restless. This is the saltiest lake in the world. Rakshastal Lake is the saltiest lake in the world. The water in this lake is so salty and polluted that no living being can live in it. This lake is always full of waves, as if some invisible force is shaking it. Rakshastal and Ravan have a connection. Ravan himself created Rakshastal. Ravan, who was a great devotee of Lord Shankar, went on a journey to Mount Kailash. But before that, he took a bath in Rakshastal and meditated there. It is said that this lake has absorbed Ravan's energy, and this is the reason why it is always restless. According to ancient stories, when Ravan dived into Rakshastal, at that moment, the influence of demonic powers on this lake increased. This lake was filled with negative energy, and slowly its form began to change completely. It is said that after bathing in this water, Ravan's thoughts also changed, and his ego, anger, and negativity increased. Now the question is, why are Mansarovar and Rakshastal so different, one symbol of peace and positivity, and the other symbol of restlessness? Was this only due to natural causes, or was there some supernatural power working here? The mysterious sound that can be heard. Do you know that near Mount Kailash and Mansarovar, you can hear a mysterious sound? The pilgrims who reach this sacred place feel that a plane is flying in the sky. But when they listen carefully, this sound sounds like a drum or feels like the echo of Om. Scientists call this sound a natural phenomenon. They say that it may be caused by melting snow. But the question arises, why does the sound of melting snow sound exactly like the echo of Om or drum? Is it just a coincidence, or is it a sign of some divine power of Mount Kailash? Many devotees and pilgrims believe that this sound is a divine message that shows the uniqueness of this place. The mysteries of Mount Kailash are not limited to sounds. Many pilgrims have claimed that they saw 7 different colors of light at night on Mount Kailash. This light sometimes shines brightly and sometimes slowly fades. This is not an ordinary incident. Scientists at NASA believe that this may be the result of the magnetic force and the influence of the atmosphere around Mount Kailash. Have you ever heard the stories of Manav or Yati? Manav is a huge mysterious creature that has been seen in the remote areas of Mount Kailash in the Himalayas. For years, people living near the Himalayas have claimed that they have seen Manav with their own eyes. but no solid evidence has been found as to who Him Manav really is. Is Him Manav a huge wild bear? Or is Him Manav an ancient species that still lives in the remote areas of Mount Kailash? Tibetan and Nepali communities believe that Him Manav roams around Mount Kailash. Some call Him Manav a wild bear, and some call Him Manav a wild human. Some even claim that Him Manav can be very aggressive and can even attack humans. This mystery makes the mysterious environment of the Himalayas and Mount Kailash even more exciting. Is Yati an extinct species? Scientists are constantly investigating this. Some researchers believe that Yati may actually be a remnant of the ancient human species like Denisovan or Neanderthal, which are still hidden in these snowy valleys. But this is just an imagination because no scientist has yet found solid evidence of Him Manav. Around 30 scientists around the world have claimed that Him Manav may exist in the snowy areas of the Himalayas, but they have not been able to prove it yet. Is Yati just a myth, or is it really a part of the unknown mysteries of Mount Kailash? Have you ever heard that Mount Kailash is called the center of the earth or the axis mundi? According to ancient religious and ancient beliefs, it is the place where heaven and earth meet. It is also called the center of the universe, which is the center of all living beings and the energy of the universe. In ancient texts, the axis mundi means the place where the earth and the sky meet. This center balances the entire earth and is called the center of the universe. According to Hindu beliefs, Mount Kailash is not only the residence of Lord Shiva, but it is also the center of the entire universe. Mount Kailash is a sacred and mysterious place in all religious and spiritual concepts of the world. Is this just a coincidence? The distance from Mount Kailash to Stonehenge is 6,666 kilometers. It is also 6,666 kilometers from the north. The distance from Stonehenge to Stonehenge is 13,312 kilometers. Is this just a coincidence? Or is there some secret behind it? Is this place really the center of the universe? Or is there some hidden power in this place that human civilization has not yet understood? Why has no one been able to reach the peak of Mount Kailash? The highest peak in the world, Mount Everest, has been conquered by more than 7,000 climbers so far. But everyone who tries to climb Mount Kailash stops for some reason. So far, many climbers have successfully climbed. But when it comes to Mount Kailash, every attempt fails. Russian climber Sergei Sityakov was one of the chosen ones who tried to reach the peak. But as soon as he reached near the peak, his health began to deteriorate. Is Mount Kailash safe from any invisible force? Sergei Sityakov said, "When I was right in front of the mountain, my heart began to beat very fast. Suddenly I felt weak, and I thought that I should not go any further. As soon as I got down, my health began to return to normal, and my mind felt light. Was it just a lack of altitude and oxygen? Or is it really impossible for a human being?" Rena Holt Mason is a famous climber from Italy who conquered the 14 highest peaks in the world at an altitude of more than 26,000 feet. She is considered an impossible person, but when she was offered to climb Mount Kailash, she refused. The Chinese authorities had a special proposal to climb Mount Kailash, but Mason rejected it. After her decision, China banned her from climbing Mount Kailash. It is said that in the 11th century, Tibetan Buddhist monk Milarepa was the only person to reach the peak of Mount Kailash. He was a great yogi and a proved man who succeeded in climbing this divine mountain. But this climb of his is not an ordinary mountaineering, but a spiritual achievement. Did Milarepa really conquer Mount Kailash? This incident is still a mystery because Milarepa never shared any information about this climb. There are many references to her life and spiritual practices, but there is no clear evidence of her journey to the peak of this mountain. Is this just a spiritual story, or was it really a spiritual practice that gave her the strength to reach this peak? The Russian scientists' report on Mount Kailash is even more mysterious. In 2004, a report by Russian scientists was published in the January issue of the UN Spatial Magazine, in which the mysterious structure of Mount Kailash was revealed. Scientists raised many questions about this mountain, but even today, most of them are unanswered. In 2001, China sent a mountaineering team from Spain to climb Mount Kailash. This was the last official climb so far, but even this team could not reach the peak. Why was Mount Kailash completely banned? The world believes that Mount Kailash is a very sacred place, and it will be an insult to the deities to climb it. Perhaps this is why after 2001, Mount Kailash was completely banned. Is Mount Kailash beyond the power of man? This mountain reminds us that there are some mysteries that require not only physical strength to touch, but also deep spiritual energy. Perhaps this is why no one has been able to reach its peak, because it is not just a mountain, but also a symbol of faith, penance, and dedication. Another amazing and mysterious aspect of Mount Kailash is that it is a symbol that rises from the shadow and snowfall of this mountain. When the sun sets behind Mount Kailash, a divine symbol of health rises from its shadow. This is the same health that is considered a symbol of virtue, prosperity, and divine energy in Hinduism. In ancient texts, Mount Kailash has been called the ladder to heaven. It is said that Ravana tried to climb this mountain to reach heaven. But this is not just Ravana's story. According to the Mahabharata, Pandavas and Draupadi set out on a journey to Mount Kailash to attain salvation. But during the journey, one by one, all the Pandavas fell. But Yudhishthira, who is believed to be a symbol of truth and dharma, was able to reach heaven due to his carefree lifestyle. This story is said to symbolize that only the true soul can reach the heights of Mount Kailash. Is this the entrance to heaven? This mountain is believed to be a symbol of completeness and balance. Its 4 slopes represent the 4 directions of the compass. In the scriptures, it is called the entrance to heaven, where only the pure soul can enter. When China saw that no human being was able to reach the top of this mountain, they took a bold decision to take a helicopter to reach the top of Mount Kailash. But this mission was a complete failure. It is strictly forbidden to fly any aircraft or helicopter on Mount Kailash. According to scientists, the weather in this region suddenly gets bad and no aircraft can stay here for a long time. In many reports, it has been said that there is an invisible force on Mount Kailash that prevents any external intrusion. After several days of weather research, China chose a clear day and sent its helicopter towards Mount Kailash. At first, everything seemed normal. The people in the helicopter were enjoying the wonderful views of this holy mountain. They thought they would reach Mount Kailash by daybreak. But then the atmosphere changed. As soon as the helicopter reached a higher altitude, the atmosphere changed. Clouds started to gather around the mountain, and the sky began to look like the Himalayas. The scariest thing happened when dark clouds surrounded the helicopter. Electricity started to crack, and heavy snowfall began. The pressure of the air increased so much that it became difficult to control the helicopter. Chinese scientists said that due to the extreme weather conditions of Mount Kailash, all 4 directions meet. The surprising thing was that their compass also stopped working. Now they had no other option. They decided to return immediately. The heartbeats were fast, but somehow they managed to return safely. This incident made China understand that it is not possible for humans to conquer now. NASA's eyes were on Mount Kailash, and whatever it saw, it shocked the whole world. After China's unsuccessful attempt, NASA's enthusiasm for Mount Kailash increased significantly. In 2015, NASA focused its satellite on Mount Kailash and began deep research. Looking at this mysterious shadow, it seemed as if a huge figure was sitting in the center of attention. Seeing this sight, people all over the world were astonished. Many people saw it with the divine presence. Is there really an invisible power on Mount Kailash? Was it just a game of light and shadow? Or is the spiritual importance of this mountain beyond science? Mount Kailash is an unsolved puzzle. This mountain is famous not only for its spirituality and purity, but also for its mysterious science. The mysterious shadow trapped by NASA's satellite is still an unsolved puzzle. This incident deepens the spiritual importance. Is there a mysterious city, Shambhala? Dr. Ernest Moldashev's claims are stronger when we look at the discoveries of Mount Kailash. In his research, he mentioned the existence of a magical city near Mount Kailash, which is mentioned in Hindu and Buddhist texts as Shambhala. Shambhala is a Sanskrit word meaning a place of peace. According to the Vishnu Purana, this is the holy place where Lord Vishnu's last incarnation will take place. It is said that only those who have a pure mind and heart can see this place. Sages, saints, and yogis enter this city and experience its divinity. But the mystery of Shambhala does not end here. Do immortal warriors still live in Shambhala? Do the immortal warriors described in our ancient epic, Hanuman and Ashwathama, still live in this city? According to many beliefs, the inhabitants of Shambhala are not ordinary people. but are connected to divine powers. They have extraordinary intelligence and advanced technology, which is just an imagination for us. It is said that they can time travel, teleport, and are even in contact with the universe. Is this just an ancient story? Or is there really a mysterious city as Shambhala, a link between spirituality and science? This mysterious city can be a wonderful world hidden in Mount Kailash, whose mystery is still unknown. This place can be a link between our spiritual texts, science, and modern discoveries. If you have learned something new from this video, then do share it and subscribe to the channel to watch more such interesting videos. Thank you.